Bonjour mes amis, hi guys, I am back in Hong Kong and first day in I stopped by my Seiko AD and for the first time got acquainted in person with the Grand Seiko Seasons, the winter edition SBGA 415 spring drive, beautiful dial with that great 62 GS case. I was taken aback, and once again I stepped closer to that Grand Seiko rabbit hole. I said goodbye to the brand a while back because service from here in Hong Kong is just no go. The company handling it is just unable to really help customers, and which means in the long term, when those spring drives will need to be serviced, it's going to be a problem. But nevertheless, this watch really took me by surprise. Really like the case and the dial, the absence of bezel. It's really original, and I could get a good discount. So retail is above $6,000, which for that price you can expect a lot. But the discount of 22% would put it around $5,000, which is a lot more acceptable. So I said, okay, maybe I'll come back for this. And at night, I was watching a few videos, Bruce Williams and the other usual suspects. And the usual complaints appeared, of course, the bracelet, which is just the same bracelet as ever. No effort to match the end link to the watch itself. No effort to change the bracelet in any way. No effort to make the clasp a bit more adjustable. But apart from that, everybody loved the watch, except me, because I see the same one major flaw that I saw in the white birch. And I wanted to love the white birch because I love the new caliber inside. It's a game changer, I think, in the industry, certainly for Grand Seiko. Here we have the spring drive, not anymore the game changer, but still a great thing. And I've been wanting to add again a spring drive in my collection. I really loved my Snowflake, which still stands as a unique flagship for the brand. Love watching that dial. But this new dial, almost stands toe to toe with it. But the big issue that nobody seems to notice is that between that dial and that beautiful polished case, we have that ugly minute track rehaut. And in the case of this watch, you don't notice it at first because it's angled really high compared to the white birch, for example. But that rehaut is straight out plastic from a Presage model. It really reminds me of a Presage. There's nothing nice about it, and it leaves a little gap with the dial. And to me, that's just a no-go at $6,000. Why can't they print on that dial the minute track? I think it's a cost-cutting thing, and Audemars Piguet on the 15500 Royal Oak uses the same shortcut, so they don't have to bother printing that nice minute track around the indices on the dial, which has of course those interesting those nice patterns, which is what you pay for. And here with just the indices on the dial and then the minute track around is just excessive and ugly. So let me know what you think in the comments if you agree with me. Nobody else seems to point that out, and they totally ignore it. To me, it just breaks the flow of the beauty of the Grand Seiko watches, and they're still able to do it even at the Seiko level. They're still easily able to print minute tracks on the dials, no matter what the pattern is on it. So I don't know why they don't do it for this watch, which is such a delicate, beautiful watch. The seasons, especially the springtime one, the pink one, which everybody loves, SBGA415, I think is the reference. But yeah, this winter one, I really love the gray dial, how it marries with the case. There's something interesting without being too much like a peacock. Literally, they used to have a watch called the peacock. I don't want too much on the dial, but I think this gray with a bit of pattern was just enough excitement for me. But that rehaul just kills the watch for me, and I wish more people would voice that opinion. So Grand Seiko would stop doing this. I much rather have like the snowflake, sort of a mirror type of rehaut, and the mini track printed delicately on the dial itself. So there you go, it killed it for me. And anyway, the last thing I need is another time and date watch, but the spring drive is worth the attention. It is mesmerizing, and on a beautiful, quiet dial like that, or the one of the snowflake, it is a spectacle in itself that's unique in the watch world. Yeah, Bulova has something similar, but it's not the same technology. And again, when you pay $6,000, you want to have a dedicated bracelet, or at least a bracelet that's on par with Rolex, let's say it, because I was at home, looking at the few watches I had in my watch roll, and the first one, the Explorer, which has a mini track printed on the dial, is just much slimmer, which is the other big problem of Grand Seiko. Watches are just too thick, and they can't address it. Well, they did with the only watch that I think is really great in the past few years, through and through, the manual wind watch that they did with the full bracelet. I think that through and through, the guy who oversaw that project really did really well. But they dropped the ball on pretty much every other watch. People just gush over the dial and the polishing, and they completely miss the point that at $6,000 you want a perfect watch. And looking at my Explorer, I think through and through it is perfect. There's nothing I don't like about it. The bracelet is amazing. The clasp has the extension, and it's a great clasp. Same with when I look at my Zenith in comparison. Even same when I look at my Tudors for much lower price. Here I have always at the pool my black base ceramic, and through I love this watch. Everything is amazing. Of course it doesn't have a bracelet option, but I love it on this super comfortable fabric style strap. So there you go. Again, yes but no, bit of a letdown from a Grand Seiko. As usual, the first impression is great, but if you want a watch that's going to stay forever in the collection, first you have to be able to have it serviced in a reasonable amount of time, which is not possible. So that's why Grand Seiko is a no-no here in Hong Kong for many people. And secondly, you want the watch to be a fully achieved project, and not just two great things about it and then a couple of really poorly conceived things that are dropped out from another model. Try again better next time. Still waiting for the perfect one. Thank you for watching, guys. I'm gonna jump in the pool because it is not very sunny today, but it is still very hot here in Hong Kong. Bye bye, guys.
If we in the pool, and then is there something in the baby?
Holy shit!
Oh,